routine cruise of the South Pacific. It's one of the regular trips made by units of her Navy to New Zealand's Pacific Island dependencies to show the flag, train naval personnel, and assist the island territory's administration. New Zealand's island territories are scattered over an area of nearly 1 million square miles in the southwest Pacific, and without the Navy's help it would be a difficult area to cover. On this trip, Arbutus is taking island administration officials to the southern and northern Cook groups and to the Tokelau Islands, and the voyage will take 3 months. A week steaming from New Zealand, and our first landfall is the low palm-covered island of the southern Cook. There are no anchorages here, and we lie well out from the island's encircling reef, while the natives pull out in their locally built surf boats. They're expert seamen like their forefathers, the ancient Polynesians, who traveled throughout the Pacific in open canoes many centuries ago. All the crew except the duty watch are being taken ashore. It's calm today, and a landing on the reef should be relatively easy, but everything depends on the skill of the steersman as he heads the light craft for one of the few gaps in the coral reef. An error of judgment in riding the surf and the boat will be dashed to pieces on the coral. Safely ashore, and over the slippery coral to where the headman extends a traditional greeting to the captain. The path to the main village is lined by the local boys' brigade. This is the big day of the year for the islanders, and everyone takes a holiday to welcome the Navy. The captain's first duty is to inspect veterans of World War I, most of whom served in Egypt. The school children are a little overawed when it comes to their turn. Formal occasions are rare in the Cook Islands, and the Polynesians express themselves best through their dancing. The paramount chief of the island, Samuela Ariki, leads off with a real welcome. Something new for most of us, and the star turn of the day is a dance by pupils of the village school. The natives' favorite game is cricket, and they soon organize a match against the ship. The village green's as familiar here as in England. The islanders have a magnificent eye for any ball game. They hit out lustily and score an easy win. Softball proves equally suited to their talents, although they haven't played it before this. A rugged open-air life and good physique have given them a zest for sport and made them natural athletes. A strictly native game played on the island of Arbutus is poor rolling. A poor is a disc of hardwood driven by a grass string wound tightly round its edge. Teams compete to see how many can bowl the poor the full length of a 200-yard track. Points are scored by the man who sends the poor 200 yards down the track and over the finishing line. Centerpiece of an island welcome is the umakai, or native feast, and one is put on for us at every island we visit. It's a matter of pride that everyone should bring a contribution and help prepare the food. Chicken and sucking pig, yam and taro, bananas, oranges and coconuts in many different disguises. And while the food is being prepared, we're entertained with a little informal dancing. The Polynesians like nothing better than entertaining guests and joining in the fun with them. last island we visit in the Southern Cooks, and the day there is nearly over. The native children bring gifts for the ship down to the beach, and there's nothing more welcome than fresh fruit on a 3-month voyage. The gifts are typical of the kindness and hospitality of the people of these islands. It may be many months before another ship calls, and there are many sad hearts on shore as we prepare to leave on the next part of the voyage, 600 miles north to the Northern Cooks. Near the Northern Cooks, we pass the New Zealand government schooner, New Golden Hind. The schooners have always been the mainstay of island trading, and are still the only ships seen at most of the islands. The Northern Cooks lie in a strategic position just south of the equator, and are important for their copra trade. The largest is Penryn Atoll, where we wait offshore for New Golden Hind to arrive and take the administration party and some of our crew through the reef and into the lagoon. A narrow gap in the circular ring of coral forming the atoll is just big enough to allow the schooner through. Inside the reef, all hands keep a watch for the dangerous patches of coral that could rip the bottom from the ship. It's 11 miles across the circular lagoon to the islands perched on the reef on the other side. During World War II, many of these atolls were safe harbor for flying boats, and Allied air bases were set up ashore. New Zealand engineers built this giant airstrip for the United States Army Air Force. It's deserted now, but work goes on as usual for the natives. Pearl shell from the lagoon is worth good money these days. Cleaned up and sent overseas, it's in great demand for buttons and ornaments. European tools and influence have given more variety to the work in the villages today, but the chief source of wealth is still the coconut palm and the valuable copra it produces. The palms bear a rich supply of nuts regularly and often, and the copra yields the valuable coconut oil used in the making of soap and margarine. When the husk has been cleaned off, the hard shell is split open, exposing the white coconut meat, which is copra, the island's most valuable asset that first brought the traders to the Cook Islands. After the whole family has helped in its preparation, the copra is spread in the sun to dry and await the next schooner. New Golden Hind will load the copra for transshipment to New Zealand, and meanwhile she lies snugly tied up inside the lagoon, protected from the open sea by the encircling reef as she unloads stores. Penryn Lagoon is the refuge of the trading schooners during the hurricane season. In the island's economy,